Hey, it's hip hop, R&B, Breakfast Club, and Soca.
Yeah.
We got the king of Soca, Machel Montano, in the building.
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to say this, and you know, when I say something, that's it. The world's greatest entertainer.
I'm working on that.
No, Machel, please.
I'll take that.
Let's
today.
have the discussion. As two men who've traveled and seen and all these different things. You know, you have people with big songs, you have people with all the lights, camera action, all that good stuff. There's nobody that I have personally witnessed. I mean, Elephant Man could come a little close, but there's nobody that I've witnessed that commands a stage with energy for hours like Machel Montano. You have that, sir.
I mean, it's a relationship between, me and the people, the kind of audience, the kind of music that we do, this culture, soca music, that involvement and that connection. But a lot of what you see me doing, I learned from people like Michael Jackson, and I learned from Frank Sinatra, I learned from Sparrow, Kitchener. I study the greats, and I kind of just try to be an entertainer, how to entertain people, and I guess that's what you're feeling. But I mean, I'm still a student. I still learning, and I think I have a lot to achieve. And ever since I turned 45, I decided that I'd be 1 year old on that day. So right now I'm about 5 years old. So, I'm in preschool, kind of coming out ready to go primary school. I'm still learning and expanding. But I'll take it because I guess, I've been honing that craft to kind of communicate with the audience and give them a show where they feel the music, but they understand the relationship of us being in the same space, talking and vibes in and feeling the message.
And listen, it's okay if the student passed the teacher. It happens. You know what I mean? It's okay.
One day for student, one day for teacher.
Talking about that, those who follow your career know that there was at one time the biggest scare in soca. We thought that you were retiring. You know what I mean? Going up in the mountains, monk, that was it. You're leaving it to the others to have and stuff like that. And I'm glad it's not that, right? But what was that period like? For those who want to understand.
Let's first understand, where did that come from?
Yes, okay.
I don't know where that came from. I never said that.
No, but that was, no, but you're right. You never said that, but that's what the people assumed. That's what maybe when they saw your actions in certain ways, they thought that this was it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the reality of life is everything that is built up must break down. So there must be an end. There must be a time when Machel just run into the curtains and, run into the sunset. And people feel that after having such a long career. I've been doing this for 43 years. You know what I'm saying? And counting. And still every year I could renew it. So people always sense it at milestones. And I think that came from when I said no more Machel Monday. When I closed the curtain on Machel Monday in 2020, got married, everybody was like, oh boy, that's it. They was pissed off at my wife. Everybody was feeling like, she taking them off the field.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. But people didn't understand. I have been consistently closing doors. When we had Alternative Concept, I closed that door and went to Machel Monday. And then I closed that door and go to something else. And that's how you reinvent yourself. So every end for me is a new beginning, a new chapter. And I mean, what we've been doing in the last 5 years is like remarkable with soca music, selling out Barclays, UBS Arena, coming right here in Miami, working with Gen X and Burna Boy, and working all these different brand new looks for soca music.
Yes,
big records. So for me, is always, what does a leader like Machel Montano have to do, not just to stay relevant, but to stay on the tip of the spear and stay inspiring the young brothers and the full-blowns and the Kesses and the Bungee Garlands and everybody who, learn from me and is flying that flag in their own way. I have to keep setting new goals and standards and inspiration for them.
I want to touch that too, because you have been doing that. And I don't think you quite get the credit. I think, especially with Trinidadians, they get moody. So 1 minute they're feeling so, next minute they're feeling so, right?
Yeah.
I've personally witnessed over the years you take artists under your wing, and take them to shows with you and to perform with you. I've seen it as a host,
for sure.
So I ain't asking, what I mean. So when the whole thing now with you winning the chutney song, and some people were Like Marsha get everything. Like, what is wrong with like if it's good or if you deserved it, you getting it? Why should you have to dumb yourself down? You know what I mean? And in their cry this is kind of twofolded. And in their cry of wanting the younger, newer artists to have an opportunity, how does that become your fault or responsibility?
You know, when you're around long enough, you have a higher view. You have like a higher distance above, and you could see a longer line of patterns. These things are just recurring patterns. And when you have social media now, everybody has a voice, everybody has an opinion, but not much of them have the length and breadth of experience or history or knowledge. So first of all, they'll be mouthing off and saying things in their immediate feelings. Like he been around, he been doing this, and he should give youths a chance. And he don't bring out nobody. I hear a lot of blogs and people going on there saying Machel them don't do nothing for nobody. But two of the top soca artists in the game, Patrice Roberts and Farmer Nappy, some of the biggest earners, most consistent, great catalog, came out of Machel Montano's camp and development. Direct results. But there are also some indirect results. People like Kess, people like Kerwin Dubois, who Kess used to open for every Machel AC concert from the very second or third one. And I made that a point. People like Kerwin Dubois, when he was coming out, we did Bubble Nut, then he did remixes of Jumbie, he did remixes of, Scandalous. He worked with me and he was learning how to produce and how to write and perform under me. And these are some of the main players in the soca business today. And I'm just saying that's the direct ones. Yeah. Indirectly, a lot of people follow my lead and my pattern. So there's a lot that I am doing for the industry that mightn't look like, oh, he bringing them out on stage or he signed them to his label or something like that, and I do a lot of that also.
Yeah, Skinny, so really, others, yeah.
Skinny Fabulous is one who, if you watch his career, how it was curated is from him writing with me, performing with me, doing big shows, and there's multiple of that. So really and truly, that could be the narrative if you're just following blogs right now today and you're on the internet and you could get caught up in that. Right. People like me, I don't get caught up in that. I know what I have to do every single day. I know what the truth is, and I have been that person who has been working with all the talent. When you look at the road marches of Machel Montano, from 11, which is on par with Lord Kitchener, you will find Travis have a road march.